saying this is not some commercial thing. What am I saying? I'm saying that while my man is getting me on the mic, or rather the camera, and as it's returning the night, it's about the rain. That means knowledge reigns supreme. Even when there's no sun, you still know what I mean. Real slow rockin', original hip hopping. This is non-stopping. We used to go back in the day and say things like this. Listen to me. Now look, I might be going in too grimy with you right now. I want you to leave with the spirit of real hip hop on you, because the spirit of real hip hop is the spirit of Juneteenth. That commercial fakeness you hear every day, that don't represent our people not one bit. Let me say that right here, right now, with all these government buildings around, banks, all this. Hip hop is not a criminal culture. This is God's culture.
That's right.
And we've proven it from 1973 to right now. Hit 'em. Hold it! Let me remind them. Give me the reminder.
Really remind them?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I'm trying to remind them
like that.
who it is. Who you got right now, but okay, let's go.
Classic session. This is healing music. Yourself. Get back to the original, primitive, savage, naked self. Brace yourself, recreate yourself, make yourself. For too long you've been taught to hate yourself. Man, don't forsake yourself. Recreate yourself. Take yourself much higher. History's not your story. The devil is a liar. Listen to nothing the outside world says about you. The world is meant to distract you, reroute you, then doubt you. Most of these rappers about the world. KRS is about you. So remember what I taught you about how to in and out to. Go inside your inner city, quickly going in you. Have an interview with the energy that's within you. Ask yourself, why you? Why now? Why here? Then it becomes quite clear. You are divine, you should not fear. Bills, you should not fear. Thrills, you should not stare. Focus your attention on G-O-D. It's right here. Ever gonna tell you you are divine, cause they ain't reached that line, and all this time they still are blind. They tell you follow them, read a book, get in line. Man, that's baby milk. Here's the raw meat, it's cooking time. It's the way in which you look at brain and look at mind. You thinking they the same, but if you look again, you'll find the whole design of nature is from a gifted mind, a divine mind, outside what we call space and time. This divine mind creates butterflies and caterpillars. This divine mind breaks livers and everything that quivers. Brains don't make brains. Divine mind does. Life is a game with its own mind, its own aim, and its own name. It's simple and plain. Divine mind produces your brain. You are divine mind first, then you produce your brain. Divine intelligence or God, that's from which you came. You are a divine being.
Tell 'em.
This is what we had to know.
That's
to
right.
create
That's
hip-hop.
right.
The South Bronx was crazy back in the 70s. Y'all know Vietnam War, our men coming home heroin addicted, cops still shooting us in the street. This hip-hop had to face. But here's the secret. We was walking around neighborhoods, torn down buildings. You remember Melly Mel? Broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the station like they just
Care.
I can't take the, I can't, y'all forgot that? Melly Mel described the environment that we were living in. But guess what? We didn't look at the environment and say, man, this is a corrupt environment. This is no job, no housing, no education. This is a messed up environment. Oh no, we knew that already. What we did was we did not change the environment. We changed how we looked at the environment.
Exactly.
Only a few gonna hear this right now, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
I can hear it.
The environment did not change one bit.
Nope.
It was our perception of the environment that changed.
That's it.
The South Bronx was a corrupt place, so we made a song about it.
Right.
The buildings were broken down and torn up, so we put our names on the side of them. To us, the trains were disgusting before we hit them. The environment never changes, it's you. Take a look at your city. You want it to change? It's not about, I gotta change myself. No.
That's it.
It's about see your city in a different way.
Right.
The
Facts.
corruption's still gonna be there.
Facts.
The injustice is still gonna be there.
Facts.
I love the Bronx, but the corruption is still there. Ain't nothing changed. But guess what did change? We did. And we began to see ourselves new. Now I'm telling you this, I'm taking this time. Don't let me go over my time. Because it's important that you understand Juneteenth and its deep, deep, deep cultural significance.
Tell them.
You see, they abolished slavery, but they never abolished the slave. I'm gonna say this again.
Tell them.
Slavery may be abolished. Thank you. Slavery may be abolished, but no one ever abolished the slave. The slave is a mentality, because no human being is a slave. A slave is a designation. No human being is a slave. At least you could say African, if you're gonna apply to us. If you don't want to say human being,
Right.
you can say African.
Right.
But my ancestors were slaves. That means you a slave now. When slavery was abolished in Nazi Germany, the Jews were no longer called slaves. When the Trail of Tears, Native Americans, when many of the treaties were rewritten and America apologized, the Native Americans got their sovereignty.
Exactly.
African Americans, we sitting here waiting on this corrupt system to help us with anything. They can't find nothing to help us with. Nothing. So we gotta start to rethink the situation. Slavery may be abolished, but when you leave here today on Juneteenth, ask yourself, am I still a slave though? Just because they say slavery is abolished, don't mean slavery is abolished in your mind. You see, and I'm talking across the board, government officials are slaves.
Exactly.
How do you become a slave? First, you have no heritage, no lineage, no tradition, no family. The first way that the slaveable person begins as a person with no family. Now the system grabs you because there's no family. Let June 19th be also a celebration of the black family. Because we're talking independence. Independence, that's a white man trick. Nothing about Africa is independent. We are a collective.
Tell them.
A family. Individualism is what got us in this boat we in now. You see your brother going to prison and you don't say nothing. You know he innocent. You know they setting him up right now. You got the power to help him, but to save your job, you gonna keep your mouth shut. Your job destroying so many lives, but when somebody tell you about it, you say, I'm just doing my job, man. These are slaves. And you have to ask yourself, am I a slave? This is Juneteenth. Remember, slavery was supposed to be already abolished with the Emancipation Proclamation. It was supposed to be abolished then. Imagine, Abraham Lincoln says, you know, I'm going to declare my enemies slaves free. We won't get into that. But I'm going to go ahead and declare all of these Africans free. Nobody knew it for 2 years. Hold on. Before we start celebrating, 2 years you didn't know you was free? So how you know wait 2 years from now to realize you're still a slave?
Deep.
Juneteenth is telling you how the government do you. They 10 years ahead of you. In this instance, they 2 years ahead. They already freed you. They already freed you. And many of us knew it. Before they freed us, we knew we were free. Nat Turner knew he was free. You know, old Harriet knew she was free. Before all that emancipation, do you know that you're free? That's the question with June 19th. No white man can tell you you free. Anybody giving you freedom can take it away.
Take it away. Tell them.
I feel like I'm preaching to the choir.
Tell them.
Here's freedom. Here's an idea of freedom. First, African Americans, we are a sovereign nation. Don't get it twisted. We need a constitution, an African American constitution. When we have our own laws, when we have our own laws, and we governing our own people, then right after that, we develop our army, our police force, which is connected to our courts. The question is, why is white people the monopoly on all law? Why does the white society have a monopoly on law and order? It's because everybody else is disorganized. We got so much money in our community and we can't build one prison to lock them up. This is the real issue. We are a nation and we need to start acting like one. We're begging our enemy to help us. A clear and present danger. We're asking that to help us. The bridge is over. That bridge is over. So, that's the end of my commercial break. Juneteenth. Make sure slavery is abolished in your mind.
Facts.
Don't let no holiday come by and you say, yeah, we're gonna cut the turkey because it's this day.
It's fake.
Every day is Juneteenth.
Exactly.
Or should I say every month? March 10th, January 10th, February 10th, April 10th. Freedom never stops.
That's right.
Love your family. Love your family. Loving your family don't mean hugging them either.
Nope.
It means forgiving them for the bullshit they did to you.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, come on, let's talk real quick. Real quick. Because this is what's holding our families back. We got too much argument amongst ourselves. Sons don't like mothers, mothers don't like sons, daughters against mothers and fathers. You know, come on. Loving your family means forgetting all that. And that's hard to do. Because some of you mothers are crazy. Till you know the real. I love my mother, but she crazy. But it's my mother. You only get one. Forgive your parents if you can. If you can find the strength. Forgive your parents. Forgive them for the light, the little bit of light they may have had. The struggle that they went through just to bring you up. that deserves your respect no matter what they did to you. They gave you life. And how you use that life is up to you, so they gave you freedom. Love your parents. If we break that generation bridge, break it, this is how we arrive at slavery.
Oh, my back
It
hurts.
started in Africa. These crazy ass Africans sold us out. 1440, do your history. The Portuguese coming on the west coast of Africa. We selling our own people to the white, to the European. We selling our own people. It started with our women and children. We're prostituting women and children in 1300 AD Africa. The Portuguese come in, take advantage of our immorality. Now the slave trade begins. Now it begins, and when it starts flourishing, then the English, then the French, then the Spanish, then the German got involved. But how did it start? The breakup of family. Young people not wanting to respect their traditions. You see them today, walking around with no respect for your ancestors. No respect for your heritage, for your traditions, for what your parents died for. We selling crack on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. Come on now, I come from New York. You don't want to walk down Malcolm X Boulevard. Well, now you do.
Sometimes.
Yeah. My point, young people, you are valueless without a tradition. You have no protection without heritage. When you can claim 100 years, even the courts respect that. It's called precedence. When you got somebody that can vouch for you, say, yeah, that brother right there is good. That's a character reference. These are the things that strengthen you. A wise elder in your house. A wise old elder in your house, crazy but wise. Don't read no book. Watch PBS to tell you what happened in the 60s and 50s, and your parents are walking around right now. Don't let PBS tell you your future by distorting your past. Your parents are right there. The bridge is over. Wait, my man Itchy right here. But I got you. But I got you. So please be aware, slavery is a mental condition. Nobody can call you a slave unless you are, and you agree. Love your family. Parents, forgive your children. Children, forgive your parents. Family, come together. This is the beginning of the solutions we're looking for from government. Black people unite. Hit them. Turn it up. 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes. I only got 5 minutes. Get me in my 5 minutes. Yo, I'm still number one. People still taking rapping for a joke, a passing hope, or a phase with a rope. Sometimes I choke and try to believe when I get challenged by a million MCs. I try to tell them we all in this together. Album was wrong because no one would ever be like I think. Do what I do. I stole the show, then I leave without a clue. What do you think makes up a KRS? Precise of teaching, very clear speaking, ridiculous things, aggravating, double, rebel, renegade, must stay paid. Not by financial Chalet, but a rain of hits causing me to take long trips. I'm the original teacher of this type of style. Rocking off beat with a smile or smurf or chop. Summer not up to BDP posse, yo. I love to step and a jam and slam. I'm not Superman because
Anybody can.
oh, real up. Rock off turntables, grab the mic.
Plug it in.
But here's where the problems start. Because of that, rap is still an art, and no one's from the, why? I say no one's from the old school, because rap on a whole, 50 years down the line, you can start this. Because and even in this time, a brand new style. Running around, spending money, having fun. Cause today, we still number one. Hit him with it one more time.